Okay, here.
Cold open.
Now you're rolling. You're rolling.
All right.
I won't pause it again.
All right. We got an email from a historian, a real bona fide historian who listened to our show, that's cool.
It's the next step.
What'd they say?
Yeah. Well, you do forget that like there's people who just find like once you put a podcast out, it's just there and anybody can listen to it. Yeah. And usually, I thought it's just degenerate comedy fans who
would
know what I shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But this is like history based.
It's
so.
like degenerate scholars too. You forget
No,
about.
but this lady's not a degenerate.
How the fuck do you figure? She's just sitting there going, "Oh, interesting, Mike Recine." No fucking way. She's an idiot.
Well, here's what she wrote. She said, "Dear Michael, I'm an American historian researching Stephanie St. Clair. I was so excited to see you recorded an episode on her. I think history and comedy are an ideal pairing. But I was greatly disappointed by the episode. I expected some factual inaccuracies. First of all, why did you expect factual
inaccuracies? That's what she said? And what is a factual inaccuracy?
Like when you get a fact wrong.
Yeah.
You know, when you...
It's like
turning
okay, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's expecting that, and she got
she
that.
She was expecting that, and of course she got it, because it's our show.
Yeah, of course.
Because we throw these together in, 2 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I expected some factual
inaccuracies. That's the second one we did that day.
It was the second one we did that day. Yeah, you dummy. I'm fucking busting my ass over here, recording 2 podcasts in a day. I'm talking this microphone, but the overwhelming amount in your episode pale in comparison to the way you discuss women's lives. Please rethink even the few you have covered during what you indicated are the obligatory months, Black History Month and Women's History Month. First of all, we get hate mail every time we have women on the show. Why do something at all if you're going to do it that way? Why not actually try to learn about it from someone who can teach you, since you don't seem to do research on women yourself? Why not invite an expert on? What does this lady think? I just have a Rolodex full of authors?
Yeah, I'm very confused as to what she's asking. I think she wants to be a guest.
I think she does. It's like, why don't you just come out and say it?
Yeah.
Stephanie St. Clair revisited.
She either wants to be a guest or she's negging us because she wants to have sex with Matt.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Classic maneuver.
Yeah. She's diddling herself right now, being like, oh... Ask a question that derails the show again.
That is pretty great, though, that there's this actual historian, researcher who's like, oh, there is a podcast on her.
Right,
Let's check it out. And then we're like, hey, guys, so this fucking broad, right?
Yeah, she's writing a book about... She goes, I urge you to revise the one I write and consider whether it was appropriate among the many reprehensible comments to refer to what may have been repeated. Now, Stephanie St. Clair was raped a bunch, so may have been repeated brutal sexual assaults of a poor immigrant woman with a thick accent and no connections in a foreign country by an employer is being, quote, raped by Pepe Le Pew. Which we made a joke that we were like...
It's like, how are you going to let a French person rape you?
Yeah, I don't think I would ever trivialize somebody's rape. But we were like, oh, imagine getting raped and the guy's French. It must make it so much worse.
Yeah, you will trivialize an entire country of people. But never rape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Anyway, thank you.
We liked her. She was a good subject, and she was a strong woman. But I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her.
She ran numbers up in Harlem and stuff. But and we had Joyelle on the show.
Oh, on the episode.
Yeah.
Joyelle knew shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't know. It sounds like this lady is in love with Matt and wants to meet him. But maybe we will have her on the show. I don't know. Let me...
Yeah. We had some mob experts, too, that reached out to us on Twitter, but I don't remember who they were.
And what they did... Similar situation, just shitting on you?
They're like, we want to be subject experts, but they're already knowledgeable, written books about the mafia, that type of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So those would be actual good guests.
Yeah, they'd be great guests.
Yeah.
But I'll have to go look at that again.
Well, anyway, sorry I let you down, lady.
That's the first woman in a long time you've let down, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going on a streak.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the sit down. Thanks.
Fucking badass intro, dude.
Thanks. Matt was like, are we going to get sued for using this? And I was like, this guy's dead. So
yeah. What is this?
Charles Bradley?
Yeah.
Great, really good album.
Great.
Yeah, it's just like as we just get more and more downloads, I'm like, this.
He was like he died. He
issue.
died a couple years ago. But he was like a blues singer, and he was like a janitor. So if life's not going your way, you're a janitor. It gets better. You know. We got a very special episode today. Today we're talking all about friendship. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about and. The mob is interesting when it comes to friendship because I feel like my friend Scott Chaplain is here tonight.
What's up, gang?
And I feel like
What up?
one of the reasons I want to talk about this is because we're sort of in an industry where like we're in show business, so friendships don't really matter that much.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
In the context of what?
Yeah,
You just don't have real friends
No.
in comedy.
Yeah,
That's not true.
Who are you talking
I don't
about?
really
Mike?
see my friends that much.
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't-
yeah,
you
sure.
know,
It's not like it's not like in the sub. You know, it's not like in most things where people hang out every night. But
yeah. It's a very like solitary endeavor to do this, and it's like I don't know. You don't really have. I don't know. I just feel like you don't have those connections where I feel like the happiest year of my life was when I was picking up garbage because I really did have like a core group of guys. You know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I remember like doing mics every night was when I really felt like I had friends. You know, like because it was every night you'd see the same group of guys and you kind of, hung out with the same 4 people and we had a good time. But I remember talking to Anthony DeVito about it and it was when we saw less of each other. It's like because we're doing well, because we don't have to be at the mic every night. We're on separate shows, or I'm on the road. You're here. It's that's how this works. It's kind of a nice thing.
Yeah.
And so you just have to learn how to pick up the relationship where it left off when you do see each other.
But I feel
which
like
isn't
there's
easy
also-
because we're not a bunch of fucking weenies.
Yeah, comedians super.
Well, there's no loyalty in this business. First of all, everyone's kind of stepping over everybody. You don't really have. I think I have like 3 like actual friends.
Really?
Yeah.
That's no way.
Everybody else is kind of an acquaintance that will probably sell me out
Wow.
or would step over me.
Yeah,
to-
but I mean, in what situation
to
are your friends
carry Michelle Wolf's
stepping
luggage.
over you?
I don't know. I guess you just don't. I think like the thing with comedy is you don't really feel that camaraderie with other people. You don't have guys that you see all the time. You're not dependent on other guys. Really, like all of it just comes down to you. Especially stand up. All of it kind of just comes down to you. It's a very transient career. Like even if you have like a writing job, you work with these people and then the job's over and then it ends and then it's like whatever. And I feel like you don't have that core group of friends that you would if you had like a real job, like a firefighter or like a plumber or something like that. Somebody who like brought value to the world.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean, now mobsters though, these guys aren't friends.
I think they start out that way.
Well, I think that's what comedy is too, though. You start out as friends, and then business might get in the way, but it's not.
You think it's not?
I think the thing about the difference is, because in the mob, a common thing is you have to off one of your friends or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you go, how could you do that to a friend? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, this
Luis's
friendship.
dad had to do that.
Luis's dad
He had
did.
to like kill his best friend or something.
Wow.
Ooh.
Why? Do you know the details or no?
I think it was like he had to do it to prove his loyalty or something. Because that's what the mob will do when they want somebody gone. They make the friend do it.
Yeah, the best friend has to go get him.
That's
and then
fucking
because they
evil.
know they trust the guy.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, it's I don't know, maybe
Fucked.
Italians are so stupid. They're like anything for the organization that's going to end up sending me to jail.
Well, no, I also think, if you're in the mob and you are going to be killed by the mob, there's a reason, right? Usually you're a fucking rat or something, or
you're stealing,
and since your lives depend on each other, when someone fucks up, it does become a situation where it's like, yeah, we are friends, but now my life is on the line because of you. It's like this weird agreement. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, no other relationship is like that. No other job
Right.
has this situation where your life is so dependent on each other, and slipping up or whatever could send your friends down the river.
It could also be like like rival gangs. You know, like, so like you're in one family and then you know this other family and you have a turf dispute.
Yeah.
So like you might have not even fucked up. It just might be like a dick measuring contest, and the person you're going up against is just a psychopath. You know, and then you get murdered.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we're talking about friends, right? You talking about friends that are in different
right,
gangs?
right. That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah,
I was just talking about the mob.
yeah.
I was talking about West Side Story.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's about to start singing. I knew exactly what he was talking about.
When you gotta do the work for the... Gotta get the other team. Yeah, but that is kind of like the fucked up thing about it, where they will have you like kill your best friend to prove your loyalty. Anyway, but I watched this documentary recently where where you could really like see, I think, a real friendship, and that was the 7-5 about Michael Dowd in East New York. So Michael Dowd was probably the most corrupt cop in the history of probably the NYPD, maybe the country. But he did it like his. I think his relationships with the other people around him were kind of interesting. There's interesting. It's like an interesting thing to talk about, his relationship with his partner and with like the drug dealers that he was helping out.
Yeah.
You know?
So who are the main players?
Well, I want to say Scott's. Your dad was a cop.
Yes.
Your dad was a police captain.
Yes.
And did he ever deal with anybody who was maybe taking money, or I don't know? Do you think?
Yeah, I remember a friend of ours
Oh,
who actually built the addition on our house.
Yeah.
He was stealing drugs from, he was confiscating drugs from people on the street and just using.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as taking the money, I guess.
Stuff.
Yeah. Or just confiscating and selling somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, every cop will confiscate fireworks and use them.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
That seems fair.
Yeah.
yes, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, a cop who doesn't do that is a
It's a
Pussy.
dare I say, a fucking weenie.
weenie.
There's only so many words you can use to describe. They really don't hit as hard as the words you want to use, right?
No, they don't.
Fucking stinks, man.
Yeah.
God damn, the
Everything's
future
being
is so
taken away
bleak.
from us.
Yeah, it's like,
The words we
dare
wanna
I say
use.
weenie, and that's literally because that's the only word I'm allowed to use without
Yeah, right.
getting in trouble.
Weenie is okay, but it doesn't really drive the point home.
Until someone
as much
starts
as-
identifying as a fucking weenie, it's going to become a
Right.
subgroup.
Right. Yeah, there's certain words you can't use anymore, but there are sometimes you do. Like, how do you describe somebody who's like, like a whiner or like a tattletale?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to
You
use those
want
words,
that.
I guess. And
Yeah.
then maybe in a couple of years, those words will have some oomph to them,
Right.
Where it's like, he called me a fucking weenie. And that's why you killed a guy.
And that's
you
like
know?
The one is the president.
The new
We have a weenie for president. Yeah, but anyway, so Michael Dowd, he's a cop. He's working in East New York. He worked in East New York in the 1980s during the crack epidemic,
Yeah.
the 75th precinct. East New York now is like supposed to be really terrifying.
Really?
Yeah.
And so it was
I guess
even
there's
more
some
terrifying then, or
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was real bad. I guess there's some hipsters moving into East New York now. There might be a few. It's off the L train, but I don't think a ton.
we should check it out, man.
You want to
And then-
go?
Yeah, we'll go,
You
and
drive
then next
through it.
time I'm on, we'll talk about it for a couple minutes.
Do a
We'll
ride
just
along.
walk around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a kid who moved there, and somebody was like, and I tried to do a bit about this, but somebody was like, "Hey, if you don't move out of this neighborhood, I'm going to stab you," because he's an Italian kid. And then later, somebody was like, "You might want to move out of this neighborhood. That guy stabbed like 3 people already."
Holy
shit.
shit.
But what's kind of funny is like, I get it that you want to like preserve your neighborhood. You don't want white people moving in, but like that guy can only stab so many people before the forces of like cold brew coffee
Right,
and fucking dog hotels start coming in. Like he's not gonna stop them.
You gotta
That guy can stab 100 people.
Yeah.
He's still gonna, But yeah. Anyway, I also think that's interesting. Like people who complain about gentrification, like I went to this like, sort of hipster coffee shop today, and like just the fucking like the deadness of those people,
of their faces.
Yeah,
man. I don't come to Brooklyn often. Every time I do, I get really fucking grossed out.
Yeah.
By the hipsters, which is so strange. That's not what people
Which I
usually
know is
complain
almost
about
like
when they're
hack.
driving through a city.
Can I
It's
tell you,
almost like
like,
hack to say, but me and you are like almost black. I feel like we're pretty close to being
Yeah,
black
sure.
people. Like,
Yeah.
you're raising a black kid, so you're the
Yeah.
father. You're the
how
father
are
of a black.
you almost black?
I'm Italian,
Oh, right.
and I'm working class.
Dude, did I tell you, like,
I'm working class to my core. I'll be moving furniture till I die,
Hell yeah, bro.
which I hope is soon.
On the walk over here, there was a guy from Myrtle. I was walking from Myrtle. There was a guy on his stoop with his laptop out, just like browsing along.
Yeah, that shit needs to get taken.
Yeah, and I was just like,
yeah, Donald Glover
5
actually did
years
a
ago.
bit about that. Like, I saw him maybe like 10 years ago, and he was like doing a bit where he's like, yeah, New York used to be better because when a kid was on his laptop on the subway, they'd be like, why is that kid not dead? And they would kill him.
That's funny.
But that is, I mean, just like as a little side note, that is the funny thing about gentrification, where it almost is like this force that you can't stop.
yeah.
Because if white people want something, they're gonna they're gonna enlist the Jews to take it.
You're right.
Like
you can't stab a
like
baked
if
by
landlords,
Melissa.
right? No, you can't. You can't stab the mini cupcake factory. But anyway, so Michael Dowd is so he's working in East New York. He doesn't like it. It's a tough place to work. One night he pulls a guy over and he's like, he takes a bribe, and that was the first time that he took a bribe. And he's like, oh, maybe maybe I can get used to this. He meets a guy named Barron who has a stereo business, and the guy knows a lot of drug dealers. So the guy's like, hey, I think I can hook you up with some people. He meets another drug kingpin named Cello, and Cello starts paying Michael Dowd, but he's shorting him, and Dowd is not that happy. He's like, I'm putting my job on the line, like, for this. What are you doing? And Dowd starts harassing him. He starts like turning the siren on near his spot, and then Cello puts a hit out on him. So then Michael Dowd pulls him over, and this is what he says.
In person, but I knew it was his car. I pulled him over. License, registration. Of course, he doesn't know who the fuck I am because he never saw me. He, complies with my orders, pulls out his license, registration, insurance card. I take it, throw it back in his fucking car, and I go, "You're gonna have me killed?" And he looks at me, and he doesn't know what the fuck to do. I'm standing there, I'm in his face, "You're gonna have me killed? Why don't we do this? You get out of your fucking car, and I'll be a real man. You get out of your fucking car right now.
Fuck yeah.
And we'll do a 20 fucking pace walk-off, and we'll see who wins. Let's do it right now."
Hell yeah.
You fucking
Cowboy
owe me money?
shit.
Yeah.
You fucking put a hit on me, you motherfucker? No. Call it off right now. I never said anything about the money to him. You call it off right now. Or you see how this is for real. Like, this is for fucking real. You can't just tell you putting a hit on a fucking cop and me not fucking come find you. I did. Day one, I found you.
Day one, bitch.
And I don't think he's bullshitting there.
No, I think
He's too mad. He's way mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very upset. Oh, fucking good for him. That's interesting though, because it's nowadays it would be call it off, and a guy would pull his cell phone out, and you'd watch him call it off.
Mm-hmm.
He has to hope this guy calls it off.
Yeah. He's got to go to a
Interesting.
payphone. And,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess working that precinct really did. You're probably just like fed up. Sorry, take my dog's toy away. You're probably super fed up with like what's happening, and
Yeah. This guy, but it's not. You see in movies like this guy's fed up with this neighborhood, and then he fixes it. It's like this guy's
What
fed up with
movies?
his neighborhood. He's gonna murder everybody.
What movies are that?
I don't know. Every superhero movie,
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that what Batman does?
Yeah, just cleaning up the
You gotta
surrounding
clean up the
communities.
streets.
Batman
yeah.
just beats up poor people, I thought.
Is that what he does? Well,
think
poor
so.
people did murder his rich parents, so
That's true.
Wow,
Yeah,
you're right. Batman isn't trying to fight against crime. He's trying to fight against the poor. Holy shit!
He's like, I'm gonna beat up every poor person.
Yeah, it's every poor and
just-
mentally ill person.
He just drives by like a social security office, or people are waiting with their their laundry carts to get free checks, beats the shit out of them. Just has gadgets.
Oh, that's great.
Batman goes into Kmart. He's just like, he just harasses people. I'm gonna beat up every poor person. And every once in a while, he gets like the Joker.
Yeah, but
that's what Lawrence always said. Lawrence is like, Batman he's a Republican superhero.
He's a heel.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, Mikey. Anyway, so then
wait. That's like I just a side note. That's like there's like some show CW network or something. They're like introducing a trans sexual superhero, like a trans superhero.
Wait, this is real?
Yeah.
Okay,
I read about it yesterday, and it's like this big deal. It's like, aren't most superheroes trans? Isn't that the thing?
They wear tights?
Yeah. No, not because because part man, part beast. What the fuck? That's like that's everything.
The origin story is
the
just
origin
like
story.
the operation.
Is Spider-Man not at least a quarter spider now? He's not just
but
a
trans
man.
Trans is gender. That has to do with gender.
So it's what you identify as.
Yeah.
Well, he clearly identifies as a spider.
Yeah, I guess.
Does he not? At least a quarter. Like, what's Beast? He doesn't identify as a man.
Yeah, he's blue.
He identifies as whatever that is, and that's fine.
Right.
Beast fucks, right?
It's just fucking.
I don't know. I thought Beast never did anything.
No, Beast was like highly intelligent. No, that's what he right.
Yeah.
No, but he could
was
fuck
just a
people up.
He would
Yeah.
just sit in jail reading.
Yeah.
Upside down, right?
Yeah.
He was just hanging from the ceiling.
And then who was the X-Men Bishop? He just had like a big gun.
I don't know.
What was
about
his
him.
power?
I don't
even know about that guy. Look
Bishop.
this dude up.
Let me Google
Bishop.
him. Why?
His power was molesting children.
Why?
Because he's a
Bishop.
bishop.
He's a bishop. Oh, okay.
You get it.
Okay, Bishop.
X-Men.
Yeah, Bishop. Lucas Bishop is a fictional character appearing in the American comic books published by Marvel.
What's his powers?
I'm trying to.
He had a big gun.
He travels to the 20th century and joins the X-Men, a team he only knew as legends. Bishop experiences difficulty adjusting the norms of the time period. So he's from the future?
Oh, he's from the future. He's like Terminator. He's like Terminator.
Oh, okay.
He's got a big gun.
Bishop made his first appearance in the X-Men animated series in the 1990s. That was a good show.
Great show.
Mm-hmm. But
I haven't seen it since I was a
fuck
kid.
is
But
his-
the theme song was great.
Born about 80 years in the future, he's the son of Aboriginal mutant refugees who fled to America from Australia a day before Australia was devastated in a nuclear attack. You hear the thing Trevor Noah said about Aboriginals?
No, what'd he say?
He had some
It's
bit
on
where he's
Twitter,
like,
right?
all women are beautiful except Aboriginal women. It's just like when people are mad.
Yeah.
But it's almost like it's just weird. It's almost like these woke people.
What?
It's almost like these woke comics just don't stand for anything.
Yeah, it's almost like they never met an Aboriginal woman.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like I read a headline for that said like reinforces the stereotype that Aboriginal women are ugly, and I was like,
I didn't know that was a stereotype.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, let's Google Aboriginal women. Hold
That's
on a
fucked
second.
up. Well, Australians, I mean, there's like a huge issue in Australia with the Aboriginals and the people who live there. You know, white people that live there. Right?
Yeah. Well, Australia is really racist. Look, when you Google Aboriginal women, Trevor Noah comes up. Wow. But let's look at a.
I'm looking it up too.
You know what he
man.
has to do to fix this, right?
Aboriginal women
He has to go on a little fuck tour.
images. They all look like
They're
Lawson
kinda hot.
Leong,
Yeah, they do.
which no one's gonna get. Yeah, I mean, see, that's ridiculous. It's like
First,
when he says that, it's like he's thinking like heavy set
Yeah.
Aboriginals, you know, and it's like it's just because heavy people are ugly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
skinny Aboriginals are just people.
right, he shouldn't have been racist. He just meant to say fat people.
Yes,
are
he should have been fat.
unattractive.
He should have fat
Right.
shamed.
Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah, he should have fat shamed.
Should have
for
fat
sure.
shamed.
I don't even mind a fat person as long as they have a skinny face.
Really, most fat people have most fat women have very cute faces, like very very pretty faces, in my
Yeah?
opinion. Yeah. From what I've noticed.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
they look like people, man. They're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah,
fucking
this
Trevor
one's
Noah, how
hot.
dare he?
No, but it's weird. But I don't even think I would say something like that, and I'm like kind of racist.
Well, I got to see the actual tweet before I comment, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But hey, man, everybody's
Also-
just trying to be funny.
Context and time period.
Yeah, it's 2013,
Yeah.
Okay, so
5 years ago.
Michael Dowd meets this guy Adam Diaz. Barron introduces Michael Dowd to Adam Diaz, and Adam Diaz ends up being a guy he wants to work with. He's 20 years old, and here's in the documentary when we meet Adam Diaz.
He's got a dope ass accent.
How does your organization compare to the company?
Nothing at all.
What do you mean?
Because the company was a fucking low-scale shit. Half a grand shit, like dimes. Dimes! He didn't have the connections I had. I could take him off of the fucking business in a heartbeat. But I didn't want to do that. Why? Because he didn't represent no competition to me. And on top of that, his sister was in love with me. Beautiful girl.
Love the music.
I was banging the shit out of her.
It's a good
That
doc,
music just
dude.
plays when
Like
he
a
walks
John
into a room.
Leguizamo character.
Yeah, he really is.
This guy rules.
Yeah, I couldn't find that much about him. There's not that much like information online or anything. But just for anytime he talks in the documentary, he's like super funny.
Is there anything more terrifying than somebody that could kill you with English as their second language?
This guy rules, man.
Yeah. There's something he said too. He's like, they're like, what does it take to be the boss? He's like, you gotta have balls and you gotta be responsible.
I love that. Just genuine advice.
Yeah.
And well organized. I can't do
You
his voice,
gotta
but-
get like index cards and rubber bands. He's
Keep
like,
a calendar.
he went to Staples like twice a day. Yo, why you ain't got the clips that I like? Yeah, but they're asking him like, what does it take to be the boss? He's like, well, it's like you have a lot of when someone gives you cocaine, that's a lot you're responsible for.
Yes.
You could get robbed.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
be stressed out.
Now, whose sister was he fucking?
He was fucking, I think, Cello's sister, the guy who Dowd said.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just cussed at Cello, and he's like, "Look, he was fucking everybody's sister. He wasn't like, my sister's no whore, okay? He just had this thing. He fucked all of our sisters.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive. 20 years old, the guy's making like hundreds of millions of dollars.
And fucking,
good for him.
yeah.
The weird thing about being a drug dealer is like you're making all this money and it's all cash, and you can't really, like, what do you spend your fucking money on?
Yeah,
You just have this huge pile of cash.
I would love.
I guess you're laundering it.
Yeah. What you're saying is you can't really spend it on places that count because
you
the
can't
government
show
will
it.
go, "Hey, where is this coming from?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what's the biggest purchase you can buy with like just a big wad of cash?
Yeah, basically you just go to the mall.
But I feel like that would get boring.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You could probably like buy stuff off people with cash. You know?
Yeah, you could buy cars. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
thing. You could roll up to a fucking dealership with
Yeah,
cash
but all that
in
stuff
your hand,
attracts
and
attention.
a lot of these places aren't going to ask for money. Yeah, sure, they do.
Because actually, I heard an interview with Dowd, and he was like, "Yeah, I always knew when I was at a drug dealer's apartment because they lived in the ghetto, but they had like nice furniture,
nice shit. Yeah.
yeah." So it just feels like I think to be a good drug dealer, you have to be like Gus in Breaking Bad, just drive a Toyota.
Yeah,
work at a
you got to
chicken
be smart
restaurant.
for sure.
It's tough to do too.
It's kind of if you're like a drug dealer of epic proportions where you're raking in, hundreds of thousands, that's really you're doing that for the future, like for your family.
Your family.
Yeah, yeah.
You just drop your kid off at Harvard. You're like, all right, good luck, son. You just give a bag of cash to the
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He pays tuition in cash.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's just weird. Like I'm trying to think, like if you didn't get that deal taken away from you, right, and you had all that money that was promised to you, and then they took it away.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that on
after
another,
you
did
give
we
it to the kids?
Mention that on another
I think
episode?
you mentioned it on
Right.
something
Oh,
apparently, but I wasn't here.
All right.
No, we were talking before.
Scott
I
almost
just got
had-
here earlier, and we were talking.
No, but I
about
think the last episode you did, we might have discussed that.
You
Scott,
definitely mentioned it in an episode because you brought it up to me after the fact. Like, hey, I mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Scott almost had $45,000 from Amazon, and they found his roast battles on YouTube, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't work with this man," and they took the money. They revoked the deal. So it's like, Scott's been like working his ass off in comedy for like years and years. He's
Yeah.
a super funny guy. He really hasn't had much success, Like,
No.
were you
he
on Roast
hasn't
Battle
really had
season
any-
1?
I was on Roast Battle Season 1 and Roast Battle Season 2. I filmed this MTV show that we filmed like 9 episodes. They just never aired them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
horse shit
so
like that.
hasn't done a late night, hasn't really had a
No,
writing
no.
job. Doesn't look like he ever will at any point anytime soon, especially the way this industry's going.
At least you were on season 1.
Welcome to the world of
Yeah,
podcasting.
You know,
I was on Road to Roast Battle twice.
Yeah.
Anyway. But anyway, so I'm just saying, if you had that money, like, you would have to, I don't know, could you invest it? Like, what do you even do with it? You have all that cash.
You're talking about me, right?
I would probably just go to Whole Foods every day.
Oh, you're talking about their money?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the reason you brought up that story was what would I have done with that money?
My question is, if you had a big stack of money and you had to use cash.
Yeah,
what
I mean,
would you buy?
it would be like a rent situation, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I guess that's
You
hard.
just get a place
Okay,
or
so
something.
the first place I ever got in Brooklyn, I had no proof of income, but I had a bunch of money saved in the bank.
Yeah.
And, you know, they usually ask for proof of income, and I just showed him my bank account,
Nice.
and he was like, cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said, you know.
Because there's some places that won't even do that.
They won't
Like,
do that.
You can
yeah,
even,
and so
I've
I'd
heard
have
of
to
people-
shop around, but I'd want to get
Like a nice
a
apartment.
legitimate
Situation like
apartment.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
legitimate
Yeah.
apartment, and then I would just be able to pay rent constantly. And also just, I mean, you sell drugs. This isn't difficult work. I mean, and depending, you know, I'm talking about just selling the drugs. And so I would just kind of pursue what I like and buy nice shit.
Yeah.
And that's that. I'd have a new fucking TV.
Here's Adam Diaz talking about what it takes to be the
What's
boss.
it take to be the boss?
Balls, and you gotta be responsible. I know how a lot of kilos on Escobar because I know the stamp.
Oh, so Escobar was sending him, up the stakes. Pablo Escobar was sending him the drugs.
Wow.
When you have a Colombian connection, if they bring you 1,500 kilos and you have it in a place, you're already responsible for that. I don't care if tomorrow the kilos goes down $2,000 a piece, $3,000, $5,000 a piece, it doesn't matter. You're already responsible for that amount. You better fucking come forward with the money.
Or what?
What fucking, they kill you. No make no difference to them.
That is like a very distinctive personality. Like, that is sort of like a 1 out of 1,000 type of person who has that at 20 years old, who has that kind of drive. Like, it just makes, and like I said, I couldn't find much about him, but it makes me wonder, like, what he went through or what made him that way.
Yeah, or what he could have done, you know.
Well, you know what he's doing now.
But no, what's he doing now?
I don't want to bury the lead.
What's he doing now?
He's got a.
He's got a sitcom?
He's got
Got a sitcom.
He's got a
sitcom on ABC.
He's replacing Chris Hardwick on Comedy Central. Yo, you got some points. Yo, let's make some puns.
Welcome to the Talking
Yeah,
Dead, bro.
I feel like I'm just gonna step over everything Mike wants to talk about.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
He served like 7 years somehow.
Yeah.
And then now he's running. He's got a cigar shop with Michael Dowd.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah,
this
they have,
cigar
like, their own
shop, dude?
line of cigars.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a shop. It's like their own
line of cigars.
line of cigars.
Yeah, that's like
And it's called the
that's way-
7.5, and it's like on the label is like a cartoon of Diaz and a silhouette of like a cop.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like,
Pretty fucking cool.
look everybody, cops and drug dealers working together. Like God intended.
That's the new Odd Couple, man.
Yeah,
They got something cool.
yeah. He's Dominican. Speaking of Dominicans, I moved my brother into Washington Heights this weekend, and man, Dominicans really like to just double park. It's tough driving a truck through that neighborhood. I think like I was trying to get through. I think they were having like a first communion party in their van. When I was trying
In
to
their
get
van?
when I was trying to get my truck through there.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
Their street.
Oh man.
It's don't drive up there. Anyway,
Well, Hispanics, they fucking party. So like first communion party, like so I used to live next to this like warehouse, and then every night they'd have like dance parties, and most of the nights. I'd get home at like 3 a.m. and they'd all be leaving, and it would be like happy first birthday balloons. Well, you know, like
yeah.
it's like they just fucking party. It's beautiful.
That's an interesting comparison too with like because I was talking about whiteness earlier, you know.
Yeah.
And like, there's something about whiteness that like it's just this like deadness. You know, there's not really struggle, so there's not like relief from that struggle. Like
Oh, that's
a
interesting.
lot of those parties are kind of like relief from like a tough life or a tough day. Or whatever. And it's like I think white people's existence is just very like it's like a fucking Amazon Prime show where it's
because
just
because a lack of struggle.
a lack of struggle. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Like nothing really. That's why I still move furniture.
Yeah, and then I guess
wanna
when
lose my
there is
edge.
struggle,
We were too busy blogging
for a white
about it.
person, you just like you're so sad about it,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like maybe another group of people, it's expected, and so
Yeah, it's just
they
they're
can
kinda
go,
like,
this is what it is, let's party.
Right.
But we're like, this isn't what it should be. Why
Right.
is it like that for me? And so there's like a sadness that comes with our struggle.
right.
Yeah. All that makes
And we
sense.
lose our shit. I mean, there is something about like I feel like being a minority. Like sometimes it's like, okay, life sucks, but at least we're like in this together. You know?
Yeah, that's like,
And then, if you're a white loser, you're like sometimes you're just alone.
yeah.
Like Lisa has that bit about how like if you're a white guy and you don't have a 401k, just like walk into a river and kill yourself.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's like a funny bit, but it also is like that's why you see white guys doing the most awful shit because it's like they're not succeeding and they don't have anybody to like struggle with.
Yeah, it's like yeah, there is. I don't want to call it a benefit though of being a minority or something. Is that feeling of well, there are no expectations, so let's dance. I don't think that's what it. Yeah,
I don't think that's it, but it's like it is. You do like,
but because of the
struggle.
expectations as a white person, comes like this insane depression. I mean, that yeah, I hear you.
You struggle together, and with minorities, there's like no struggling, and also like. I don't know, like I feel like I walk around this neighborhood, I walk my dog, and people are like super friendly, and there is that like that outreach and that camaraderie, and then like, today but with some people who are like white, there's just nothing there.
Yeah, I think that's autism. No, isn't that like
maybe.
I think white people have a lot of
the poor whites are the worst.
Yes.
Yeah, we should eradicate them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the other weird thing about New York. You don't see a lot of poor whites. I don't think there are poor whites here. Actually, I went to Deb's sister's wrestling thing, and there was like this like white.
You got to invite me to one next time. Man.
Yeah, I will.
I genuinely like wrestling, so that'd be fun.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
But there was this white family there, and like there was this like it was in Sunset Park. There was this like white trash family. And I was like, "How did you get here? Where do you live?"
Probably from
like,
Jersey.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably drove over from Jersey
Or Staten Island, maybe.
Maybe Staten Island. Yeah.
Island.
See, so that's like there's like poor white people.
Because I feel like
around
that
there.
family would get priced out here. But like there was like a dad with like long hair and a mustache, and then his like morbidly obese daughter, and then he had like this like 7-year-old girl who was like cursing at the wrestlers, just be like, "Oh fuck you fucking piece of shit!" She like gave this one wrestler the finger, and she gave it real slow. She like slowly gave this guy the finger. And there was this other guy, David. He was like he was probably autistic or something. He's like rooting for all the heels, and this girl's just like, "Shut the fuck up, David!" And Deb was like, "That's not nice."
Oh, I gotta go to that.
Yeah.
Is Deb's sister is a wrestler?
Yeah, she like manages. Well, she
How'd she
broke
get
up
into
with her
that?
boyfriend. She just took classes and.
Well, I mean, what kind of
liked it.
classes?
There's like amateur wrestling in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So she learned how to like do all the moves.
How to
and
take
shit.
bumps and shit.
Yeah.
That's what you call, when you hit the mat, take a
Yeah.
bump.
Okay.
For some
I'm
reason,
fucking into it, man.
for some reason, when you said wrestling, I didn't picture it right until the very end. I was originally thinking like
Like high school wrestling,
yeah,
college wrestling.
Yeah.
like that Steve Carell movie.
Oh, is that any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Foxcatcher.
Oh, where he plays.
Yeah, the psychopath.
Yeah. So anyway, Dowd starts working with Adam Diaz, and the two. I think the two had like similar personalities. Type A. They were both a little nuts, and it seems like Dowd, like Diaz would pay Dowd for tips and information, but it does seem like Dowd really went above and beyond what was required of him. Like there was a guy who was Diaz's competition. And he was like, "Mike, this guy's like he's taking my customers." So Dowd just went and parked his patrol car right on the guy's spot.
Oh shit!
So because they all sold out of like bodegas.
Yeah.
So just parked his car right there.
That's badass.
And yeah, I'd probably put the guy out of business. He would also escort Diaz's like suppliers, give him like a police escort.
Holy hell!
Which is pretty like you really can't ask for a better.
Yeah.
If you're a drug dealer, you can't ask for a better.
That's perfect.
Better setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
So-
you cannot do now. I mean, cops have so many like tabs on them.
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's Yeah, I mean, every police
Yeah,
car
'cause
has a camera.
this case-
everybody's got a camera now.
This
you know?
case like led to a lot of reform.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Okay.
So
Just lawless, man.
Yeah. I mean, even what they were doing was bad. I think the bond that they had was pretty cool.
It's like The
You know,
Fox
they
and the
really-
Hound, dude.
Right.
Beautiful movie.
They went to bat. Yeah, they're like not supposed to be friends.
Yeah, they're not
but
supposed to be,
are.
but they are. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think in the end they're not friends though. So this is actually an even more loving story than The Fox and the Hound.
What happened at the end of Fox and the Hound?
Well, I think in the end, the Fox.
Did one of them die? No.
No, yeah, I think so. It's like the saddest shit ever. But
We should watch it.
Yeah, the Hound. So the owner eventually makes the Fox like get the fuck out of here. You know, because
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
fox and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the Fox is like living in the woods, and the Hound like the guy's hunting the Fox, and the Hound is the one who has to like go chase him and stuff. And
Yeah.
they like fight at the end, and he's like, "What the fuck's your problem? I'm your buddy," you know.
Right.
But it's like I've been trained to do this. They gotta fuck you up. I
Look,
could be
people
very
wanna-
wrong.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
People want to knock Walt Disney,
see
but
what-
there's not like. I mean, those movies are pretty good.
They're all good. What's a bad Disney movie? I really don't. I can't name a bad Disney movie. Maybe like I'm talking like when Disney is like completely
shame they
hands
got-
on.
well, the racism-
and now they're
the
like you go to
racism was
Disney
kinda
World and
bad.
you see that character. I'm talking about those characters. I'm not talking about like some Disney
Yeah.
produced shit.
Like the animated movies.
Yeah, I'm talking about something like like Aladdin is phenomenal.
I guess Walt Disney's support of Hitler was bad.
Yeah, but I don't know. Was it complete support of Hitler?
He didn't support him. He just said, "Why is everyone so mad at that Hitler fella?" He said, "As far as I'm concerned, he's got a lot of good ideas.
Oh God!
He really made his country a better place."
Wow.
Yeah. No, I don't know exactly what he said, but
Yeah,
but
and
he
I'm
was.
also-
But
I'm
also
unfamiliar-
what about the racism though? I mean, that's probably if you take the racism out, they're good. They're good stories.
I mean, you got to point out the racism in which movies.
Like the Siamese cats.
Oh, we are Siamese, if you please. It's like,
Yeah.
but it wasn't racism then.
That was
That's
just
not what it was.
That was just what people thought Chinese people sounded
Yes,
like.
no, legitimately. It's like if that's what people think at that time, right? They're not being racist. They think they're being factual. They're like, wow, we'll make these cats Siamese, and that'll introduce Asians to children. It's not like this idea of, I mean, what type of
Yeah,
fucking
but they
psycho is like,
still-
yeah, we're going to make
It
them
wasn't-
Siamese and they're evil and
Yeah,
that's
it
going to
wasn't like
plant
with
it in their
Mad
No,
heads.
because it's exploitative, and they portray them like in a cartoon way. They don't portray them as like.
Yeah, but
and
they're
then people
cats.
think, yeah, but then that creates a distance between the way kids see Chinese people.
You think so?
Yeah, because they think, oh, Chinese people are spooky and magical and mysterious, and they're not. It's even like the
I
beginning
mean,
of
two of those things are compliments.
I mean, look, you go to
Spooky's
Chinatown.
bad. Magical
Right.
is a fucking great compliment. If someone said, "Hey, that's Scott Chaplain, real magical," I'd be thrilled.
Right.
And then what's the other one? Mysterious? Did you say?
Yeah.
You're like describing how women describe why they're attracted to Johnny Depp.
The pickup artist.
Yeah, he's magical and mysterious. These aren't bad things.
No, but it creates a disconnect between the way people see another race. I mean, it's even like if you look at, there's probably some Disney movies that make Italians look like all they want to do is eat spaghetti and fuck their mothers. I mean, okay.
You're projecting.
But like, but maybe like we should watch Lady and the Tramp. Remember Lady and the Tramp? The guy
Yeah.
who's like, oh, come on.
Oh, I don't remember. He's
but
mad
that
at
sort
them
of
for
portrays-
eating the spaghetti. Oh no, but doesn't he? He
gives
he
them the
serves
spaghetti.
them
He
it,
serves
right?
them, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of nice of him.
Yeah. What's the other racism in Disney movies? Let me think.
I mean, that crow.
hyenas.
The crow is like. But
The
what are the hyenas though?
Jim
In
Crow is pretty
Lion
bad,
King,
yeah.
hyenas.
The
is
crow is
ghetto.
bad. We
Yeah.
can't skip that. We can go. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Anyway, what else?
Right.
That's like
And
blatantly
the guy's name
racist.
is
yes,
the guy's
Yeah.
name is Jim Crow.
his name is Jim Crow, right?
Yeah,
But it's also like maybe because I don't know, right?
Right.
But maybe people were just like more playful with those ideas then. And you go, oh, but that's terrible because these are real issues. But maybe people were able to see a real issue and admit it was a real issue and also be able to play with that issue.
But you're kind of acting like that was a time, like people weren't that different back then. It's just like the way they were portrayed and the way people saw them. So it's like you see crows that are obviously supposed to be black people.
Yeah.
It's like you think like, oh, okay, well they must like, singing, and they're not like me. It makes you think like, oh, that race of people is different from me.
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm
true.
white and I'm normal.
That's true.
Yeah. So. Anyway.
Wait, well, what about the hyenas?
Oh,
From
in Lion
Lion
King, it's like the ghetto is the Badlands.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Everything,
I hear you.
Everything that touches the light.
And what is it? It's like Cheech
that
Marin
true?
is one of them.
Cheech
right?
Marin, Whoopi Goldberg. And then
Right.
No, it's Tommy Chong.
Tommy
and Whoopi
Chong.
Goldberg.
Okay.
So it's Shenzi Bondra
Chong.
and Ed. Ed doesn't talk.
Whoopee.
We could assume that was
And
voice
Ed doesn't
acted
talk.
by a POC.
Wow.
And then Dopey from Snow White has autism.
Yeah, but he's white.
Right.
He's white, though.
But he's autistic.
Yeah, and they
He's-
called him
just call
Dopey.
Dopey.
Yeah. Well, that's what autism was back then.
Right.
Your brother wouldn't have been autistic. He would have been dopey.
I
Oh,
did
my brother,
explain
he's
that.
dopey.
I did explain that to somebody once. I was like, they were like, how autistic is your brother? I'm like, hey, he's kind of like Dopey from the Seven Dwarfs. Like he looks normal, but he doesn't talk.
I don't think Dopey even looks normal.
No?
I don't know. Well, even dwarf. They're the Seven Dwarves. Is that even acceptable now?
Well, I think dwarfism is a thing.
Yeah,
It
the
is,
7
right.
LPs.
You can call people dwarves, right? Because that's what they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen The Office once where
Is Aladdin racist?
Dwight called.
Yeah, there's like lines in Aladdin that are really offensive to people, but I forget what they are.
If you call a midget a
no,
dwarf,
because they're, yeah.
I don't see it as offensive. I think Jasmine is
No,
gorgeous.
some of the
That's the thing
songs
they
are like,
also don't realize.
"We
Like,
love to-"
like all those Disney princesses when they started like bleeding into like where it was like Pocahontas is a native woman and whatever. It's like you're not teaching us anything but. Oh, I can get a boner to this type of person now. Like that's what young kids see. So it's like Disney has done more good than harm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah. Has there been a fat princess? I don't think so.
A fat princess? No.
No. There are like tweets like that all the time.
No,
where they're
because
like,
okay,
Oh,
let me
yeah.
Matt, let me
Princess
explain
who's-
princesses
Okay.
to you. Usually, like a prince, right, or like a king has to marry a woman,
Right,
and
right.
like being disgusting is usually like genetics, and so a king would marry a beautiful woman and probably usually
just-
have a
right,
skinny daughter who is the princess.
It's just basic science.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a fat princess because it would just. It would make no sense.
Your goddamn feet are on my fucking couch
You
again.
couldn't-
Do you realize
you
how
couldn't
many?
become-
Do you realize how much rat urine and
See,
rat
that's not
feces
fair.
is in the
Oliver
fucking
was
city?
licking
You
this
walk-
couch for like an hour.
Oliver's mouth is clean. Your shoes are not. You walk around in rat piss and rat shit.
Those are
all
good shoes,
day.
though, man.
Thank you.
What is he? Is he disinfecting them?
No, probably not. Well, let him take them off now, man.
So
What the
anyway.
fuck? Where are we?
All right, so Dowd goes to mess up Diaz's competition. Then Diaz gets robbed. Okay, so Diaz had a lieutenant named Elvis, and I guess like they were closing up shop one night, and there was a guy named I think his name was Franklin. He was like a drug dealer, and here's Diaz talking about that robbery. Oh shit!
I knew
Wait a
Baron
minute.
for a while already. I took him a Porsche on 911, candy red, beautiful vehicle. And I say, look, Baron, I don't like ghetto music. I like Julio Iglesias. I like Bryan Adams. You know. But I don't
my
like
first
those
kiss
fucking
was to
big
this
black
song.
boxes
Really?
with
Yeah.
big speakers. I hate that shit. But I want to hear the music. And I says, by the way, don't make any holes on my porch. You're not gonna believe it. When I came back to pick up my porch, he didn't make not one hole on that car. And the car sounded like a fucking club. Not only that, he put music there to listen to Julio Iglesias, but he say, you want somebody to listen to black music, they could put it on, Adam. But it's up to you.
Imagine the outtakes with this guy.
Does he think he
Sorry.
brought it to a mechanic and was like, the mechanic gave it back, was like, you could also, if you want to, be able to play black music with it. Like, not all cars have that feature. Hey, look, here's the thing. If you want to, just if you want to, I added this feature where you could listen to black music.
Ah, shit. Matt, we can't use any of this because I played the wrong clip. Huh? I played the wrong clip.
No, we're using it.
Yeah, it's going in.
All right,
It's
so
just
that was
gonna-
Sorry,
Diaz,
gang.
fine.
What was that? Yeah.
That was Diaz talking about his car. I wonder what the outtakes were for those interviews, too.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Good times.
Yeah.
This guy's voice is just perfect for everything.
Yeah. He seems like he talks a lot, but he does seem like he's like the real deal.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, where were we? So he was getting robbed. So he got robbed one night, and
Who
there
got
was
robbed?
a guy, Diaz. Okay, so Diaz gets robbed, and Diaz was like, "Yeah, that's the." So basically, what happened was he had sort of like a fortress. He had like a 3-story building where he did all his business, and there was a steel door. And this drug fiend named Franklin goes up to his lieutenant. He puts a magnum to his head, and he's like, "Open the door." And Elvis opens the door. But one thing that Diaz said, he was like, that's the difference between a gangster and a pussy guy. He's like, I would have been like, you can kill me. And I feel like he probably would have, like there are a lot of these hardcore guys that are really like that. Like they would get killed for their,
Right.
you know? And I don't think there's anything in my life that I would die for, unfortunately.
No, that's not true. You die for some stuff.
Well, the thing is, like, he did kind of bring up a good point because he's like, you're putting everyone else in there in danger by opening that door.
Yeah.
So don't open. He's like, don't open the fucking door because then it's like you're hurting your friends. And I think the problem with like being in this life is like you have that mentality, but not everybody else does. So it must be super frustrating when other people aren't as dedicated.
Don't
to
have
it.
that mentality.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of like with comedy too. You know, I like gave up a lot for this, and then other people don't try as hard.
Yeah, I hear you. Very frustrating.
Anyway, everyone should be as dedicated to this as I am. God damn it. So anyway, Dowd finds the guy, Franklin, that robbed, and he brings him to Diaz. And in the documentary, they even asked Diaz, they're like, "What happened to Franklin?" He's like, "He's not around no more." He's like, "I'm not saying I killed him, but he ain't around no more."
Wow.
So Dowd got a guy murdered. Anyway, there is a lot more to this story. And also, there was another undercover cop that got murdered, and Dowd asked Diaz to find that guy. And Diaz was like, I can't do it.
Why couldn't he do it?
Because he didn't know the guy. So he was like, if it was you or your partner, Kenny, like, you know, whatever, but
Yeah.
I can't. So anyway, they both end up going to jail, but now they're out and they're selling cigars together. And it was funny.
Beautiful,
There was a
Kenny's in the witness protection program now.
oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he folded on Michael, and Kenny's he's out there. So I think they confronted each other on a podcast or something.
think they
I'll have
did,
to
yeah.
like look that up.
That's ridiculous.
What?
That they confronted each other on a podcast.
It's crazy how they're just all like out of jail now. And then like Dowd is just like he's on Twitter. He's like he sells T-shirts. Like he's like a small business.
He might even come do our show. He's like a possible guest that would do our show. He would be interested in doing this show.
You think?
You don't think so, Michael Dowd? We get thousands of downloads. It's not like we're like
I wouldn't want
nothing.
to. I wouldn't want to be here when you interview that fucking guy.
Why?
I don't know. That's a Terra Nova day.
Yeah.
Have Terra Nova come up here and talk to that fucking guy.
You're loyal to you got to be loyal to the cops.
I'm not loyal to the cops. I don't want this fucking guy sitting next to me.
Yeah. All right.
He's possibly murdered people.
Well, here's a clip of Dowd on a podcast talking about his advice to young cops.
Assume a new police officer. What do you tell new police officers so that this doesn't happen to them?
Good question. I'm glad there's a new police officer that wants to hear it rather than some old crotchety guy who's mad.
Yeah.
He is like a bullshitter.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, what I would say is this, and this is how I try to explain to people when I go into speaking engagements. I say, look, remember that
He's just getting like thousands of dollars to do speaking engagements.
And he speaks like that.
To speak at like a VFW hall. Yeah. Yeah. He's like yelling at people. He's like, excuse me, I said Canada Dry Club Soda. You stupid idiot. Hey, I'm not going to go out there and talk about being a corrupt cop who stole money. I think he even like stole money from like some girl's, some like young girl's mother. He was like looking at her. He like was responding to a call and he took a bag of money.
Trash.
From just a regular, yeah. And he's like, I feel really bad about that. He was on Nick DiPaolo's podcast. He's like, I gotta tell you, I shouldn't have done that.
Wait, is that true?
what you're doing?
Yeah.
If you're going to do
Yeah, that's in the documentary. Like he was responding to a call and he asked this young girl who was like, "Where does your mother keep her money?" And she's like, "In a bag up there." And when she wasn't looking, he like took the bag.
Oh my god!
He just took this black family's money.
That's not nice.
It was probably like thousands of dollars that was their savings.
Wow. I can't believe you think it was thousands of dollars.
Hey, so I found this Kenny. He actually wrote a memoir, like clearing up a bunch of stuff didn't hit the documentary, and it's on the cutting room floor. I guess he was like working out with like a coked out Mike who talked about making money 98% of the time and women the other 2%. I don't know if they've actually confronted each other.
He's like, yeah, I love money. I love cars. Pussy's okay too, but let's get back to the money. 2% of the time. I don't know. You sure you like women?
That's the takeaway. This guy's gay.
King Louis from The Jungle Book. Was that racist?
Well, it's Louis Prima.
But
Louis
he was
Prima's
like,
a white guy.
Yeah.
He just is Louis Prima. He's
okay.
literally Louis Prima.
Okay.
Who Louis Prima's a white guy who kind of looks like an orangutan.
Wait, is the hyenas thing like the ghetto?
Well, I guess that area they live in is
The
a
Badlands.
shithole. Is that what it's called, the Badlands?
Yeah.
They remake the Lion King
These
with
Badlands.
a live action Lion King with people. He's like, don't go there, Simba. it's the ghetto.
That is the low income housing.
Yeah, everything the light touches is our kingdom, except for the poor neighborhood. I don't give a shit about them because they don't donate to my campaign. They can all eat shit and die. They're really you can't help them, Simba. Don't try to help them. They don't want to learn.
Give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Simba, look, when you give people handouts, it actually hurts them. Listen, Simba, welfare is bad for people. We need to stop giving it to them. Yeah, Dowd, blah blah blah, goes to jail. He's selling cigars with Adam Diaz, and we were talking about something. With Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah. Here's him giving advice to young cops for his speaking engagements.
It's not your partner you're hurting. It's the police department and his family
This
you're
is
going to
Kenny?
destroy.
Yeah.
Because
This is Dowd.
really,
this is
the
Michael Dowd.
destruction that took place in our lives, it's more than ourselves. Because oftentimes, if I get hurt, if I get in trouble, it's not you. So when you think you're going to do something corrupt and go over the line as a cop, and you're asking your partner to co-sign to that, what you're doing is you're potentially destroying his family. So how much do you really love him? Because you guys got to love each other to work together. You have to. There's got to be a love. There's got to be a bond stronger than a marriage. Because you got each other's back, 24/7. So if you're willing to take this guy away from his wife and kids, or his family, or his mother, or his dad, whatever he or she is involved with, then how much do you really love this guy?
Gay.
Well, there you have it, folks. Don't be corrupt from the most corrupt cop in the history of organized crime. I guess we got to wrap this up in a little bit, but I did have you guys watch a clip from Sopranos, because the thing with friendship is sometimes your friends betray you, and you got to fucking kill them. And I was thinking about season 2 of Sopranos, where Tony finds out that Pussy is an informant, and he takes him out on the boat, and he's like, Paulie's like, you were like a brother to me. and they have to. And I just I don't watch that clip that often because it's so long, but I feel like that was really that scene was so well done.
Oh
so great, man. Not the face when he when they're pouring the shots, and he's just talking about what was he talking about? A Peruvian girl, or a Brazilian girl,
going down on a girl, eating her pussy.
He's just trying to get his mind off of it, trying to
But then they show you that Pussy was a pathological liar.
Yeah.
And he just lied about everything. And it's like some people are just like that.
He's like,
I had a friend.
My ear. You mind if I sit down?
I had a friend, and this guy's honestly like my best friend, but he is just like a fucking weirdo. Like he was in the Army, and then he was in the NSA, and now he's like working at a gay bar in Tampa, or he was the last time I talked to him. He just like disappears for like months at a time. But he like when we were in high school, he like told everybody he was allergic to pork, and then we found out that he wasn't allergic to pork. He just didn't like it. And we were like, that was like the only thing I really knew about you, that you were allergic to pork.
You just made it up.
Yeah.
I don't even know you, man.
Yeah, some people just lie, man.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It seems like a fun lie to tell at a fast food place, just to make you're like, I'm allergic to sour cream, and they'd be like, wait a second, there's other stuff in sour cream. How do you?
Yeah.
But you're just like, I don't want that on my shit.
Yeah, I used to like in middle school, it would be like, can I have water? But no ice. I'm allergic to ice, And all my friends were like, you're a fucking genius, It's like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They thought that shit was funny.
No ice.
That is because Trump kind of lies like that. Just lies like he's never gonna
Like
get
he
caught.
would never
You
get
almost,
caught.
You
Well,
almost
he
like
does-
respect it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, especially a guy like that, because he gets caught and he's like, What was that one thing he lied about? And then they called him out, and he was just like,
Yeah.
That was his response.
The Russian thing?
Oh, I don't know. He
Russian
literally
meddling?
shrugged his shoulders, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's fucking. Yeah, there's something admirable about it, but when you're in a situation like this, when you're in the mob, it's like you got to watch who you're lying to or lying about, lying on.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get shot.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Also, he was going to do 30 years, So it's like, what
Yeah,
choice?
30 to life. It's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I thought about that when I was rewatching the clip, and it's like, what do you go to Tony? Hey, look, I got fucking caught,
Yeah.
and they're gonna give me 30
They
years.
might,
What
because
do I
they
do?
might just kill. They might just kill you right there because they think you're going to snitch.
Yeah, or I mean,
They might try to like send you packing,
send you away somewhere.
just disappear.
You got to go somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
You'd
they
think.
could do-
I mean, like
oh,
a guy
maybe.
like Pussy, that was like Tony's best friend in the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like they'll find you though.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I was listening to Sam Harris's podcast, and he was interviewing this like hostage negotiator, and the guy was like, now this guy could have been full of shit too, but he was like, yeah, the thing with money is it's always trackable. And then Harris was like, well, I figured, not that I'm a fan of Sam Harris or anything, but he's like, well, I figured when you just put money, when you spend money, it just goes into the economy. He's like, you telling me you can track it? And the guy's like, yeah, you can track it. And he's like, how do they do that? And he's like, you think I'm going to reveal that to all the bad guys out there listening?
There's no way. I mean, how?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
yeah, every dollar has like a serial number on it, right? Like a code, serial
Right,
number.
but
But it's not.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me take out $1. But it doesn't.
So maybe they find it.
You
Yeah,
can't
they
fucking.
must.
How the fuck can you track it? That's retarded.
I
If
feel
you
like that
spend
was a
$5 at a
plot.
7-Eleven. Yeah.
I feel like
They
that was
can
a
track
plot
the
in a
money.
movie or something.
No, there's no fucking way.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the isn't that a serial number or some shit? The MB828204, right?
Yeah.
They're full of shit, dude.
They're full of shit.
They can't track my fucking money, bro.
I bet if they knew the serial numbers that were taken, if you used any of that money, they could probably figure out what city you were in.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? 'Cause that
I'm
money
sure, but
goes
how
to,
the
like,
fuck would they even
distribu-
know the serial number? It's just
Right.
flawed as fuck. It's
Well,
not
then
like
the
the bank
guy-
takes
then-
note of the serial numbers of the dollars they're giving you, you know?
But then
Yeah,
the guy
small
was
bills
like,
for sure. No.
Bullshit.
the guy was like, I'm a hostage negotiator, and then he plugged his like classes that he offers on hostage negotiating. Or on negotiating.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you can be better at sales. He's like, check us out online. And all these fucking right wing, all these right wing podcasts, they always have someone who, with like a business they're plugging at the end of it.
Oh, shit.
You know. Anyway,
Dude.
not like us, baby. We do this for the love of the game.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe that's about it. I wanted to get into Linda Vecchio and Greg Scarpa, but we didn't really. I don't know if we time. Anything else you want to say about the Sopranos thing?
No, man, I think it's the best show I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the actual scene?
No, but there was something when he's like, when he's like, I need to sit down, and Tony just shot him. Like it's almost like he did him. He like ended the suffering. For him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
I found like
you'd probably kill me if you had to, right? If I broke a rule.
Yeah,
if I
there's
ran
no
the
rules
light or
though.
something.
Yeah, if you ran the light a little much, for sure. Yeah.
the end of that scene where he's like looking at the wake from the boat, I remember being like, oh shit. Like I was like, that's like that shot by itself, it's nothing. But like with him, with the reflection of killing his friend, it's like I'm never gonna see that person again. I just murdered that person, gone. You know.
I got to tell you something.
And it haunted him.
If my boss or if Colin Jost came to me and said, "Listen, that Scott Chaplain kid, I don't like him. He's getting too powerful. He's getting too powerful. He's got to go."
You'd shoot me.
Dude, I would have a really tough time shooting you.
You're a fucking scum.
I would have. I probably wouldn't do it.
I think I would tell him.
No, I wouldn't do it.
But also, it's like I do like hanging out in Montauk with.
That looked nice, man. I saw the photos.
Yeah, Dev had a good time.
No.
But I feel like there's certain friends that I'd be like, "Hey, sorry, it's just business." But I feel like you or some other guys, it would be really tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
like Dan, we could kill easily.
Saint Germain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because he probably deserved it. He probably like insulted a guy's daughter or something.
They'd be like, "Look, you got to kill Dan, or we could get." All right, I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah. I know he's your friend, but yeah, you know.
You're like already out the door.
Lawrence, I think Mike Lawrence, I would have a tough time killing because you would see the
retarded,
and you would see the hurt in it right before you shot him.
You would see the hurt in his eyes. With Dan, it's like it would be kind of funny to watch him. Like deal with being shot.
Watch him just flounder around.
Yeah, like that's funny.
Oh, come on, man, you fucking.
Yeah, but with Lawrence, it's like there's a puppy dynamic.
There's a puppy back
puppy
there.
dynamic.
And Lawrence has like his whole early life has just been shitted all over, and like people have fucked him over. I think that would be really. That'd bug me because right before you shot him, it's almost like one time I hit my retarded brother. And like he just gave me this look, like how could you do that?
Wow,
right?
Yeah, and
I couldn't do it to Lawrence.
And I felt so bad.
And then you never hit a retard again.
That's not true, but I told on myself. I told my mother that I did that.
Oh, that you hit him.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
Yeah. Good for you, man. That's a lot like Washington cutting down the cherry tree. It's a very similar story.
Thank you. Yeah. I know. I
cannot tell a lie. I hit the retard, Mom.
I think Annie. I could probably kill Letterman.
Yeah, I'd kill her.
She probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else are we friends with? DeVito. I could DeVito or Stone. I could do it.
Couldn't do it.
I could do it, but it would be tough. But I could do it. Yeah.
Couldn't, man.
And that's all our friends.
A lot of sad people right there
that's
to find out.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Maybe we can briefly get into this, but or do we have to wrap up?
You're at 108.
All right. We're gonna edit this. That's up to you.
Yeah, you can.
You have to work tomorrow.
What the fuck?
I do.
All right, so let's just throw it up, guys. This is going to be unedited.
Boo!
We know the beginning was kind of dog shit.
I took
Hopefully
notes.
You stayed with us
on like the clips and stuff.
You fucking suck.
All right, thanks. All right, so anyway, in the 1980s, the FBI used this guy Greg Scarpa to help out as an informant, and the agent that was in charge of that case, Linda Vecchio. We have talked about him on the show before, but Linda Vecchio sort of got involved in Greg Scarpa's mob war. And he gave him addresses of people that Scarpa was trying to kill. And he so he was charged with accessory to murder. And he gave Scarpa these people's personal addresses. One guy Scarpa killed when he was like hanging up Christmas lights and shot him. So he was like, yeah. So imagine like you get so close with this guy, you're like helping him murder other people. Yeah, so they were friends. I think he would like go over his house for dinner and shit. And then Scarpa like told his daughter that he was like James Bond because she was like, "Dad, you work for the FBI?" He was like, "I'm playing everybody, baby. I'm like James Bond."
Italian James Bond.
Wow.
Yeah. So DeVecchio almost went to jail for a long time, but did not. So Anyway, you ever been in a mob war?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Have you ever been in a fight with like 4 of your friends versus 4 other guys?
I wish I haven't.
No.
I
Sounds
feel
great.
like I'm overdue for it, and it's not. I feel like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of fights like that. There was like a
Yeah.
park near me where groups of friends would fight other groups of people. It was so
I almost
much
met
fucking
up-
fun to
Really?
watch, man. Oh yeah.
Did it ever get
I
too
almost met
violent?
up with-
No, it was always like skater kids,
Oh,
and they're
that's
so
great.
fucking cheap, and
Yeah,
they're fucking,
yeah.
you
Right.
know, they'll scratch you and bite you, and it's like these are situations where kids would actually have to go to the hospital after, not
just
because they
wanted
were
to watch.
hurt, but they'd actually have to check like, am I infected? Because this kid bit me and he's got braces, and they're fucking.
The kid bites you, and the next day you just have an Invader Zim patch on your backpack, and you just slowly become.
I know a kid who.
you slowly become that.
I know a kid who punched another one of my friends. They were all my friends, and he punched my friend in the face, and his braces cut his knuckle.
Yeah.
And then the next day, his hand was like throbbing, and he went to the hospital, and they were like, "If you came here 2 hours later, we would have had to cut your hand off."
Why you got infected?
Got infected.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
I don't know
Punching a
from
kid's
how.
braces?
Yeah, I got to reach out to him. But yeah, he punched a kid, and his
like
braces
food
cut
and
him, and I don't know.
Oh, God.
Man, it's too bad you guys couldn't tell the kid with braces. It's like you almost took him down.
No, he did. I mean, we're all from the same town and area, and it was like, yeah, dude, you almost fucking your braces almost ended my life. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry for you punching me.
What has happened? No one fights anymore, and now everybody's like.
No,
super
people are
ni-
fighting,
everyone's
man. There's
nice and
websites
woke.
dedicated to people fist fighting and
Which
shit.
World
Yeah.
Star?
World Star?
Mm-hmm. Lewis is fighting another comedian.
Oh yeah, when's that happening?
August or something?
I'm going to that shit, wherever it may be.
yeah.
Shout out to Luis Gomez for dragging that guy out of his podcast and slamming him against the pinball machine.
Oh yeah, I heard about that shit. He slammed him against the pinball machine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I just love that guy didn't think that was gonna happen.
Right.
Right.
Like Lewis is going to debate
Yeah,
him.
Lewis is fucking nuts, dude. Of course that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, and Lewis's girlfriend.
I watched that clip
God
a lot.
bless her. On Facebook, she was like, the guy interrupted the show and you all sound like pussies.
That's what Kim said, in response to people bitching about Lewis?
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Kim's ride or die, baby.
Yeah, good for Kim, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, Scott, where can people see you and catch your stuff?
I don't know, man. I mean, when's this being released,
Tomorrow.
dog?
Tomorrow, baby.
Oh, dude, I'm at the motherfucking where am I tomorrow? Hold on. I'm like looking at the wrong thing. Come on, Lucky Jack's. Lucky Jack's got a show. I believe it starts at 8 or 9. Just go on my Twitter, and I'm sure someone tagged me in the shit or whatever the fuck.
Is that too many cooks?
Yeah, too many cooks, baby.
Very cool.
Yeah, so Scott_Chaplain.
Nice.
And, follow me on Instagram, dude. That's all that matters now, bro. Instagram.
Oh, cool.
I'll start posting, like, shit on
I'll
there.
put your link in there.
Get fucking viral, dog.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like, social media is a thing where it's like you can only invest. You pick what you invested in. And I invested in Facebook because I kind of got good at, like, those long rants. and that
Oh,
just did
yeah.
nothing for me.
Well,
And
because
then, like,
Facebook's done now, right?
Facebook's done.
Yeah, you got to be
Yeah.
able to make like memes and shit
And
now.
but then how do you get follows on Instagram? How
There's
do
a
you
way to
build
like
following?
monetize it. I don't know how the fuck it works.
Who
I'm
knows?
gonna pretend I'm like
Too old for this
yeah, like
shit.
these like black teenager accounts are doing really well. So I'll probably just pretend I'm a black teenager, like start up a different account and just post funny memes. Legitimately, I'll post funny memes and shit and like talk over videos of like I'll, like do voiceovers of like animals fighting,
Yeah.
And then I'll make money that way, but you won't know about it, and then I'll just continue doing what I'm doing, but at least I'll have money. That's the plan, to pretend I'm a black teen. How amazing is the future that if you want to make money, you got to pretend you're a black teenager.
I don't know if you would be as good as
I'd be
being
fucking
a-
great at it.
Yeah.
Yes. I talk
Less
like a black
limitations.
When I'm alone, all I do is talk like a black teenager. So yes, I'd be great
That's
at
because
it.
that's because you're raising one. Guys, please support Scott. He's a father now. He's got a kid.
Can we
to,
put the link to his America's Funniest Home Videos?
Oh
thing in our
I think
episode
I might
description?
Yeah, I think I might have put it at private, but I'll change that tonight.
Yeah.
I re-changed. I re-put it back. I regretted it. But
Send me the link
I'll send you the link, dog.
because that's the funniest and hardest I've laughed.
All right, awesome, man. Yeah, check out that video, guys, and on YouTube when they post it, and let me know if you like it or what you think about it.
Wait, I also want to talk about. So Deb and I got an air fryer, which is like that big purple thing on my counter.
Yeah,
and it's like
It looks like a spaceship.
It looks like but it's like the ultimate like white trash way to cook.
what does it do?
It's just, I mean, you put your food and you push a button and it like cooks the
It's like
food.
less oil.
I've heard about
Do you
this.
remember
It's
that?
really
Air fryer.
fucking quick, right?
Yeah.
You could put chicken and stuff in there.
Yeah,
People
it's
at
done
my
pretty good.
job were talking about it. You like it or no?
He hates
I'm
it.
on the fence about it. I kind of hate it.
Does
'cause
it
I
cook
don't
your
like-
shit?
It does cook it, but it kind of takes the integrity out of some of the food. Like I
Really?
made chicken in it, and the chicken just came out like just a little too tough than if I had cooked it on the griddle
Well, you
or
never-
on
maybe
the grill or whatever.
maybe you still gotta perfect your.
Yeah, you just got to perfect
I
your
don't
skill
know. I
on
really
that.
like it, but you know what? It does potatoes really well.
No shit.
Yeah,
And you just put your food in there and push
Yeah.
buttons.
yeah.
I love it.
You just put it in. You push the chicken button or the potato button or whatever. It's just like
Seriously?
yeah. We'll throw some. What do you want to?
Let's do some
Put in there.
potatoes after
Let's
this.
have a meal, man.
You
yeah.
said it works.
I'll make. There's nowhere. It's late though. Where are we gonna get potatoes?
Nowhere.
Who fucking cares?
Fuck. You got to go to that show too.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Damn it! I want to make you guys potato chips. You can make like potato chip, full on
On that
potato
shit?
chips in them. Yeah.
You still eating your dog's food?
He was
Yeah, I had some
pretending
today.
to.
You had some
earlier.
today.
When he was feeding him, he did this whole thing where he was pretending to eat it for Frankie. Everybody loved it.
I serve him with my hands because I know how much he needs with my hands, and then I went and ate a sandwich, and the sandwich had the dog
No.
food residue on it.
What the fuck?
But it wasn't
You're
bad. It wasn't
insane.
bad. Look, we buy him good food.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you do. You treat that dog well, man.
Treat him well.
Well, guys.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm on Deborah's Facebook right now, and there's a guy.
Is this going on the show or?
Yeah, why not? Well, there's a guy that like comments and talks to her. I mean, not that, you know. Okay, here's a message from 2017. All right, here's a message from May 1st. Sorry about your grandmother. Thank you.
Wait, messages?
Dude, we gotta beat this guy's fucking ass,
Yeah,
dude.
kick
Are you
his-
serious?
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
about your grandmother.
No, he's a problem. This is a
Wow.
Wait, messages?
Wow.
fucking-
Do you want to do this on the podcast?
And then she goes, "Thank you." And he goes, on July 12th, he goes, "Hey, happy birthday." And she goes, "Thank you."
This piece of fucking shit.
I gotta have a talk with Deborah about this.
Wow.
Hey, you're saying thank
Yeah.
you to this fucking guy?
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a problem. Anyway,
He's a
I'm glad-
monster, dude.
Well, I'm glad I know what kind of person I'm dating. Anyway, all right. So that air fryer, guys, it was not an ad. Okay, we do not have ads on this show. We don't believe in them. We
Fuck
feel
no.
that it hurts the integrity of the show. We are completely listener funded, so we want to say a big thank you to our Patreon subscribers.
yeah, thank you guys.
You guys are super cool. Also, if like, let's say you don't want to donate every month, it's actually really easy to just like sign up for Patreon and then just delete and then just like unpledge, right? So if you want to give us a little, if you've been enjoying the show and you want to give us a little donation, do that and then delete it.
Yeah,
And
Let-
then
you
you
can
won't-
you can listen to 20 episodes or however many are on there, and then just leave the next month or whatever. If you're
Oh, yeah,
poor,
right.
but you know it's nice.
And
if
you
can
probably
stick
are
around.
poor if you're enjoying this show. I'm guessing you're not Harvard educated if you're listening to Mike Recine's podcast. But yeah, check that out. And yeah, it's very easy. It's just like, you know, give us whatever, $5 or $10, and then delete it the next month if you want to do it.
Yeah,
one
but
time.
if you can stick around,
one-time
thank you
donation.
so much. Don't
Also-
like undersell yourself.
Well, also for a one-time donation, my Venmo is Michael-Racine-2 if you want to, you know, kick us a couple bucks. I feel like, you know, we do 4 episodes a week. I feel like I'm probably making like minimum wage from this show
Yeah.
Yeah,
for all the hours I put into it
Wow.
we
Which
do
is a
2
lot.
a week.
to do research. 2 a week, yeah.
Yeah.
You just said 4 a week.
We do 4. Okay, yeah. No, we
You
don't.
record 4 a week?
We do 2 a week.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, you've probably turned off the
Fucking what?
You've probably
I have to edit
We
the
did-
fucking this.
you have to edit it, but I do all the research and, you know.
Well, that's fine.
But yeah, that is probably laborious, huh?
Oh yeah, and listen to my podcast, 20-Year-Old Movie.
Anyway, guys, I'm sure you've turned off the show by now, but if you haven't, thank you for listening, and bye-bye.